3. Rewards will follow accordingly. Hanju, seeing this, wanted to argue with the system. Clearly, it was deliberately causing trouble. In the dark and damp dungeon, footsteps echoed, mournful and frightening. The person walked past the prison cell, where the soldiers were repeatedly whipping the prisoners. There, Zhou Fan was enduring cruel torture, covered in wounds and blood. Yang Tiandong wasn't any better, already tortured to the point of coughing up blood, breathing heavily. The members of the 6E sacred sect spoke to each other. These two from Yuking sect are really stubborn. They try to escape every year. It's fine to capture them and beat them, but damn, they still won't give up. One person decisively said, why not just kill them? Another said with concern, if we kill them, how will our sacred sect win the people's hearts? They sighed, complained for a while, and then went to drink, leaving the two behind. Zhou Fan swore in his heart, if I ever reach enlightenment, I will make sure the 6E sacred sect won't have peace. Yang Tiandong painfully fell to the ground. Is this your plan? We got caught again before even getting out? He sighed, who knew that someone on the celestial platform was training a giant snake. Breathing heavily, he advised, Brother Chu, let's stop struggling. Let's wait for my master. Zhou Fan looked up and sighed, is your master that god-slaying elder? Sorry, he won't come. Yang Tiandong suddenly sat up and retorted, nonsense. My master is so strong, no one in Yuking sect can rival him. If he doesn't come, who will? He also helplessly said, my master's talent is truly the strongest I've ever seen, and his strength is a fact. Then Zhou Fan thought for a moment but dared not say it out loud, but he's afraid of death. His eyes full of admiration, Yang Tiandong said, yes, my master is really strong. He must have already come, probably watching from the shadows, seeing if I can endure the hardship. He didn't want to argue, let's not talk about it, let this poor kid have some hope. Elsewhere, Hanju was recalling the divine ability given by the system, Gene 2 Cloud, which allows him to travel 18,000 miles a day. Xianqing Jun's affection for him increased again, and she reminded, make sure you cultivate well, I promise I will contact you if needed. He sat in the corner holding his face, sorry, she gave me too many things, I can't take it anymore. The black-eyed chicken looked at him in confusion, Master, will she still eat people? Hanju kicked it, pouring medicine while eating and saying, stop slandering my Dao partner. At this moment, he suddenly widened his eyes, as if something terrible was about to happen. The effect of the first-grade nascent soul pill was truly overwhelming. The 6 paths of spiritual power were purified, unobstructed, and the absorption speed was accelerated. Hanju was surrounded by an immense amount of spiritual power. He sighed, a pill is equivalent to 100 years of effort, but one must not overly rely on pills. Daily cultivation is also necessary to prevent the depletion of spiritual power. 2 years passed in the blink of an eye. Hanju stood there solemnly, and the black-eyed chicken stared at him in surprise. Fortunately, the demon lord was generous, and he had already stepped into the half-step transformation of God realm. At this point, he had reached the peak of the 9th layer of the Yuaning realm, and with sharp eyes, he called out to the system, check. The system immediately responded, the strongest in Yuqing sect, Guanwu Gang, is at the 2nd layer of the transformation of God realm. After hearing this, Hanju thought, that's good. The 6-1 holy sect hasn't moved yet. I still have time to break through to the transformation of God realm. He moved quickly, leaving a message for the black-eyed chicken, I'm going to the 10,000 demon realm, please keep an eye on things. Just as he stepped out, Ji Kengzi hurriedly ran to deliver the news, Elder Han has arrived, and there's good news. He could tell from the person's appearance that it wasn't good news. The old man smiled broadly. Huang Ji Hao challenged the 6-1 holy sect and was beaten to a pulp. This angered the Zhu Ci sword sect, and they are preparing to join forces with us to attack the 6-1 holy sect. The situation has already changed. The two of them smiled contentedly, rewarding Lao Huang for stirring up trouble at the right moment. Li Kongzi suddenly whispered, so, this time, I plan to ask you. Before Hanju could finish listening, he had an ominous premonition and immediately spoke. He happily put his arm around the old man's shoulder, I understand what you mean. You want to take Elder Guan with you, but you're worried about the impact on the sect, right? Li Kongzi awkwardly said, that's not what I meant. Hanju insisted, if all the elders go, that's fine. I can guard Yuqing's sect alone. This made the old man so angry that his face twisted. He thought, you really are. Suddenly, he whispered to the old man, I am about to break through to the transformation of God realm, and I need time. This sudden piece of information left Li Kongzi stunned for quite a while. The old man shouted excitedly, good, good. Don't worry, we'll handle the breakthrough, and we'll take care of attacking the 6-1 holy sect. He was so excited it was overwhelming. You can kill the transformation of God with your Yuaning realm, so what will happen if you break through to the transformation of God realm? Hanju hurriedly waved his hand, yes, yes, hurry up and go. I wish you all the best. In the 10,000 demon realm, Hanju thought to himself, I heard that the breakthrough to the transformation of God realm causes a great disturbance. Luring enemies to sneak attack the 10,000 demon realm is the best choice. He stood alone at the edge of the cliff, deep in thought. Hanju announced proudly, the breakthrough to the transformation of God begins today. Thunder and lightning raged in the sky, dark clouds gathered, and birds and beasts scattered below. At that moment, a section of the sky split open, and electric light flickered. He directly declared, come. In an instant, a bolt of lightning struck the peak of the 10,000 demon realm. The black aura of the 6-1 holy sect spread outside, and a figure slowly approached. Upon reaching the entrance, the guards immediately blocked the way, taking out their tokens. The figure quickly presented a token. The guard looked at the token with the name of Li Liuji, the sect master of Yuqing sect, and looked puzzled. The figure hurriedly took the token back, as it had been handed over mistakenly. He then handed back the correct token and added an explicit book, which the person quickly accepted and said, greetings, Deacon. The figure revealed itself, and it turned out to be Li Qianzi, who was smiling smugly, this is just a small matter, all preparations are complete, only the traditional array layout is still lacking. Voices urging the troops to march came from the prison, hurry up. An army from the 6-1 holy sect hurriedly marched due to the elders' summoning order. Inside the prison, Zhou Fan stared blankly at their movements. He turned to Yang Tiandong and said, could something have happened to their people? Then he added, wait, unless it's master coming to rescue me. He widened his eyes and thought, to mobilize so many people, it must be a collective effort from the sect. Zhou Fan excitedly said, it's a rare opportunity. How about we escape again while it's chaotic? Yang Tiandong scratched his head and hesitated, how about we just wait? Let them come and rescue us. Zhou Fan became furious and said, stop waiting to die. Zhou Fan pointed outside, what if it's not our people coming? Won't we miss this opportunity? Yang Tiandong also looked unhappy, aren't you afraid of giving ideas? How many times have we escaped, don't you understand? Suddenly, a large hole appeared on the roof, and stones fell down. The two hurriedly dodged. From the mist, a shout was heard, all imprisoned disciples of the Yuqing sect, come out. Li Qianzi appeared under the admiring gaze of the two captors, I am here to rescue you. They also shouted in joy, Sect Master. He shouted loudly, prepare to resist, follow me, and together we will destroy the 6-1 holy sect. No one spoke after that. In the 10,000 demon realm, Hanju had already broken through to the transformation of God realm. The system then displayed a reward notification, generous rewards. He stretched lazily and thought, after breaking through to the transformation of God, my lifespan has increased by 3,000 years. It looks like immortality is within reach. He then sighed deeply, that feels great. The black-eyed chicken said when it saw him, Master, you're finally back. I thought that woman had eaten you. Hanju angrily knocked on its head, you silly chicken, what are you always thinking about? It cried out in pain and retorted, aren't I a phoenix? He coldly said, but right now, you're just a chicken. Only through hard cultivation can you become a phoenix. The black-eyed chicken asked dejectedly, how long will it take to cultivate? Hanju summoned the system to check and found that fellow disciples were being attacked by the 6 holy sect. He thought, everyone, do your best. I still need to guard the Yuqing sect and be on guard for enemy attacks. Xianqing Jun suddenly appeared behind him. I heard our sect's god-slaying elder broke through in the 10,000 demon realm. Hanju was startled and his expression changed. Xianqing Jun, when did you come in? He turned around and nervously asked, what brings you here? Hanju then thought, could she be trying to force me to do that thing? What should I do now? She softly spoke, but her words carried deep meaning. I came to say goodbye. I'm about to leave. Before she could finish, Hanju was already sweating profusely. She was the demon lord, someone who had been through so much in the human world. How could she fall in love at first sight and be willing to give everything for one person? It was almost unimaginable. Xianqing Jun added, I came to say goodbye. I'm preparing to leave. These words made Hanju stop, and he was so shocked that he couldn't say anything. Where are you going? He asked her again. She lowered her head and didn't explain clearly. I don't know when we'll meet again, so I wanted to see you. Hanju spoke, before you leave, if you want anything, I will do my best to fulfill your wish. Can you not leave? I feel very lonely without you. Xianqing Jun got angry again, her face showing dissatisfaction. You seem eager for me to leave quickly. I will need you, but not right now. Don't think about me. The time hasn't come yet. We're not together. Hanju still insisted, do you have any pills for improving cultivation, especially for the transformation of God realm? She immediately took it out. This is Qiaoshen's spirit-enhancing pill. I have 4 bottles on me, all for you. His face showed joy. How shameless of me, I really appreciate it. Xianqing Jun then advised, in the coming years, I won't see your face again. I'm really going to miss it. Although you've reached the transformation of God realm, you're not invincible. You should still go to the Yuqing sect and cultivate properly. Don't wander around. The cultivation world is very dangerous. White-faced, I'm leaving. She said this and gradually disappeared at the entrance of the cave. Hanju was left alone, looking down, his face darkened, seeming somewhat regretful. The black-eyed chicken lay nearby thinking, looks like the demon lord was really just passing by the Yuqing sect. She must be going to another place to meditate now. It secretly laughed in its heart, finally, I don't have to worry about the master being eaten by her. In a scene where darkness covered everything, this place was called the Tai Holy Sect. A person with authority sat at the highest step and spoke, does the Chu Si Sword sect really want to perish with me? What do the elders think? Someone in the crowd spoke, I think we should kill Huang Jihao and threaten them. Everyone believed that the Chu Si Sword sect's strength wasn't high and would certainly not dare to resist. Huang Suntian suddenly thought deeply and calmly said, but they're so proud, could they be supported by another force behind them? All the elders hurriedly reminded him, you're overthinking. This opportunity must be seized well. Everyone thought their sect was weak, no one could compete with them, and they were sure to fight. Huang Suntian bit his nails and said, I'm not afraid. I just thought of some bad consequences. He seemed downcast, and someone beside him reminded, Sect Master, you're being too cautious. Actually, you're just being too timid. The elder said, our plan has been delayed for too long. We can't delay it any longer. If you're worried, I have another plan. We can send several elders to attack their headquarters. Their main forces are entangled with us, the sect will definitely be left vulnerable. The disciples of the Tai Holy Sect all agreed that this was a good opportunity. The elder's words filled everyone with confidence. Huang Zuentian hesitated and asked, do we really have to fight? This question immediately excited the entire sect, making them furious as well. He had no choice but to say, all right, this time I'll personally take action. I will go with the Honorable Shang Quan to attack the Chu Si Sword sect and Yuqing sect. Is this acceptable? As soon as the words were spoken, the entire sect cheered like victors, with a few people reminding them to be cautious. The elder next to him lowered his head, silently thinking about something. He turned and whispered to Shang Quan, we must be firm this time. I'm worried the sect master might delay things again. At this point, Shang Quan appeared, looking extremely intimidating. He said softly, "It's what I've been hoping for." In the cultivation cave, Hanju gradually realized a new truth: the six paths reincarnation technique has reached the fifth layer, and I've also understood the six paths soul absorption power. It can absorb souls deep within the primordial spirit, both protecting and imprisoning them, and also attacking. The six paths mark on the soul will remain eternal and indestructible, no matter how many times the opponent reincarnates. As long as the six paths mark is there, it can transcend reincarnation and locate their ascension points, improving the six paths reincarnation technique. Moreover, the higher the cultivation level, the stronger the six paths spiritual power. While cultivating, Hanju thought, my cultivation is still insufficient. Although the threat from the Tao-E Holy Sect is small, don't forget about the Demon Beast Sect. I must note that my cultivation there is only at the Void Realm, and the internal affairs of the Demon Sect are also hard to believe. At this moment, a voice suddenly called out, "Junior Brother Han." He turned around and asked, "Senior sister, is there something?" She was riding the black-eyed chicken and said, "Master wants me to ask you to come to Wu Peak. This matter is very important." Han Ju asked, "Master wants me to come? I'll go right away." He thought to himself, it's rare for Master to invite me, I should give her face. In the Grand Hall of Wu Peak, many disciples had already gathered, discussing among themselves. Meng Xia calmly said, "Everyone quiet down and sit properly. Master has arrived." Lu Sanqin has already graduated and become an inner disciple. Initially, Meng Xia's senior brother has now become the new eldest disciple. Suddenly, everyone saw something unusual, and they all gasped in surprise. Someone commented, "It's junior brother Han, he seems to have become even more handsome." But they looked towards the now silent and meditative Shichuan. All the disciples were surprised and wanted to ask about Hanju's identity, wondering how he could sit next to Master. Suddenly, someone recognized him. Could he be the God Slayer Elder? Meng Xia furrowed her brows. That's right. I was shocked for several days when I first learned this truth. He spoke and announced, "Everyone listen, never reveal Elder Han's identity, or you will be expelled from the sect. Do you understand?" Everyone responded in agreement, while Han Ju sat beside them. At this moment, Shichuan also felt troubled, thinking, does Master want to pass the position to me? How should I refuse? She spoke, recently, I hope everyone can refrain from secluded cultivation and stay at the outer sect of the Yu Qing sect. The patrolling elders have already returned with news. They said they have joined forces with the Chushi Sword sect to attack the Tao-E Holy Sect. All the imprisoned disciples have been rescued, but they are concerned that the Tao-E Holy Sect might attack our sect. They encountered transformation of God experts, only 5 of them. The other 5 are certainly up to something else. Among the disciples of the 18 peaks, only Wu Peak has the weakest strength. Besides having fewer people, it's also because the sect leader loves us, understand? We've cultivated so hard for so many years. Now it's time for us to shine. Upon hearing this, everyone cheered, even if we die, we will not retreat. He smiled and said, the outer sect still has the first line of defense in the dojo protecting the 10 deaths for 1 life. Such insights are worth the sect's cultivation, and I dare not chase after them. Fan Tian shouted, has the Tao-E Holy Sect's defensive expert ambushed? Do you have any news? He suddenly realized, it was to make him create calming pills. Han Ju said loudly, I do have some experience dealing with strong opponents. The disciples respectfully said, Elder Han is too modest. She then used magical power to send a sound transmission and asked, what level has your cultivation reached? Han Ju calmly replied, the 1st level. She was surprised, you've been in seclusion for so many years, why has your cultivation not progressed? He smiled and said, it's the 1st level of transformation of God. Didn't Li Changzi tell you? This sentence stunned her, and she didn't know what to say. In the sect's main hall, Fan Tian ordered, all right, disperse. You all go, and leave the preparations for the inspection to MANHWA. Everyone responded, understood, master.